Hey, bro, what's up? It's your boy, Mark My Words, back again. All right. Now, in this series, we're talking about what happens when you lose sexual interest in your partner, right? You're in a relationship with a young lady, and you might have lost some sexual interest in this woman, and you guys aren't having sex as much as you used to. The intimacy is not there like it used to be. And so we're just going over some reasons to why that might have happened and some solutions that can help you get through this point, bro, because everybody goes through this. All right. So in the last video of the series, we talked about how porn can affect your intimacy levels with your partner, how it can affect your sex life, and what can you do to get around, that habit, that vice, whatever it may be. But also, not only is porn something that can get in the way of your sexual situation with your lady, but also too having children. And people rarely talk about this, bro, on the male side of it. They talk about women. They talk to women about postpartum. They talk to women about the changes that their body goes through, how their hormones change and whatnot. But they rarely talk to men about what happens in these situations and what they can do to get through these type of situations. You know what I mean? So today, we're just going to talk about what you can do as a man to kind of put the sex back in your relationship after childbirth has occurred. Now, number one, bro, if you were fortunate enough to have a child, to procreate with your partner, you are a very fortunate individual, okay? That is a miracle. It's a blessing. You should be happy that you were able to procreate and have a child with this woman, all right? You might have had twins. You might be on your second or third child, but depending on the situation and how it's laid out, things have changed, right? Things will change. Bro, let me tell you something. Nothing will be the same after you have the child. Things may get greater. They might get better. Things might get worse. But they will change because, bro, it's a life-altering event, right? So especially if you're going from being a single man to now being in a relationship and you're a father. So two positions change. You went from being a single man to now you're in a monogamous relationship. And then you went from not being a father to being a father. Those are two major changes in life, bro. Okay? So what can happen is what's going to happen is the sex is going to change between you guys, right? So with most couples, it's the same story. You guys were spending a lot of time together. You're having a lot of sex. You're not having problems with intimacy. It's once a day, twice a day, several times a week, several times a month. That was probably not an issue in the beginning, right? So you get to longer on down the line. You guys might have moved in together. You now see each other more. It just fizzles out. And you're also used to you have the security that person's going to be there. So you're not in such a rush to make sex happen. You know what I mean? You're not like, oh, I got to make it happen tonight because I might not see them tomorrow. Or, oh, I got to make it happen this weekend because I might not see her till next weekend. Well, that's not an issue anymore for the most part where you're at in this relationship. So things have changed in the intimacy department. Now, as soon as a woman gets pregnant, bro, her hormones start to change, right? Life-altering event, bro. Now, a lot of women, they want to have more sex when they first get pregnant, right? When they first get pregnant, they want to have a ton of sex. Some women, they're sick. So it's hard to be horny when you're sick. And so obviously, no matter what phase she's going through right during the pregnancy, bro, you're affected by that. And if you haven't gone through that before, even if you have gone through it before, it's tough because every woman's different. So how you handled your first child's mother, it might be totally different trying to handle this child's mother the same way. So you have to learn, and you only learn by trial and error, bro. So you kind of have to watch. Now you're watching. Okay, she just was sick this morning. Is she going to be in the mood for sex later on? If I don't have sex with her, is she going to feel like I don't want to have sex with her because she's already put on a little bit of water weight, right? So now is she insecure about what's going to happen during the pregnancy? So all these things are going on. And you probably got through the pregnancy pretty well, bro. After a certain phase, she wasn't feeling too good. She might have had back pain. She might have had pain in her feet. She had these weird combinations of food she wanted to eat throughout the pregnancy. A ton of things can go on. So what you'll normally hear is that you guys were having sex throughout the pregnancy, but you both expected it to be a little weird. So it doesn't take the effect on you that it would after the child. Now, we're talking about what goes on after the childbirth. So boom, she has the child. Now, bro, there is no woman on earth whose body looks exactly the same as it did before she was pregnant. Not right away. Not right away. There might be stretch marks. There might be, her backside might have got bigger. Her legs might have gotten bigger. They might have come back not as muscular perhaps because she wasn't working out. Maybe they came back a little bit flabby. Maybe she has a little extra skin, right? Maybe she developed some different things with her body and just the shape of her body changed. So, bruh, that breeds insecurities within her. And when a woman is insecure about how she looks, it's hard for her to get comfortable. If she cannot get comfortable, she will most likely not be interested in sex or intimacy, bro. That's how it goes. So, although she's coming back off of a life-altering event and a child came out of her body, right? Obviously, she needs that 6 to 8 weeks to heal up down below, and then she can get back to having sex, right? And a lot of people get back to having sex before that. You are probably super horny right now because you're going through some phases of semen retention. If you're not sleeping with anybody else, bro, and if you don't have some type of porn vice, you're going through bouts of semen retention and you don't even know it. You're not trying to, but you're going sometimes a couple weeks without climaxing. So when you do that, you're going to be super horny. You're going to need intimacy all over the place, but you can't get it right now because your lady's not in the form that she was, right? You got to be patient and wait. So you guys are at two opposite ends of the track because you're super horny and you want to do it. She's probably not. There's probably a lot that's going on with her body. Her body's trying to get back to form. Remember, she had a child. Like there was a human being who came outside of her body. So her body's going through all types of changes, trying to recover and get back because the human body is trying to get itself back to 100%. That's always what it's doing. No matter what, when you're recovering from something, it's trying to get back to 100%. So her body's trying to do that. So she might have stretch marks. She might be having, issues with discharge. She might be having bleeding, bro, right? She might, the stitches, whether they came out quick or she had to get them reapplied for a little bit, things might feel a bit different down below, right? There's a lot of women that mentally, bro, they think that their vagina has spread open and it won't get back to form like it was before, okay? Not all women, but some. So there are a lot of insecurities that she's going through just with her body alone. And you have to deal with that. Now, bro, and on this point, I say you have to be patient because this won't last forever. This will not last forever. These changes that she's going through, things that are going on with her body, depending on how her body reacted to the childbirth, bro, depending on the stress of being a mother, because a lot of women, when they go through stress, they have, their body will have elimination processes, let's just say, to get rid of the stress, to help the body get rid of the stress. And so because of that, it's harder for her to feel beautiful. And when women don't feel beautiful, bro, it's hard for them to be in the mood to have sex. So because of these specific things, you need to be patient because they will go away. They will go away, and that's for sure. And I've seen a lot of guys, bro, break up their relationship in the early parts of them having a child because the sex was lacking. And a lot of it came from the guy not being patient enough. Just patient enough, bro, for you to say, you know what, I'm going to give her time to get back to 100%. Okay? So with all the changes her body's going through, you just have to be patient on that. Now, you've gone through some bouts of semen retention, bro. From the time she got pregnant till now, your baby might be 3 months old, bro. That's a year. So you didn't really notice it, but you went through some bouts of 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks that you went without climaxing. And bro, what happens when you go through these periods of semen retention, bro, your body is also building up. Your body's also doing some miraculous things. So you're probably now in a more horny space than you were before. It's hard to imagine it, but you are, because you went from having sex with her a lot to now you're not. You went from climaxing a lot to now you're not. The intimacy changed with you guys because she didn't feel beautiful. She has a human being coming out of her belly. She doesn't feel the same. So your intimate exchanges, they changed. So you went through these bouts of semen retention. And what you'll see with guys that go to jail and they come home, because they've gone through similar bouts, much longer, of course, but they go through bouts of semen retention, bro, that builds you up. That builds your testosterone up. And so your testosterone levels are on high, and she's not wanting to have sex. So you're probably wanting to have sex even more than you were before she had the baby. And now she's probably wanting to have sex less. So there's a separation there, right? Again, take two things from this. You have to be patient and wait for her to get back aligned with you sexually. And number two, bro, the semen retention bouts, they're really a good thing. They're really a good thing. And nobody's saying don't have sex for 7 weeks, bro, or 6 weeks or 4, because that's tough. But if you can keep yourself from climaxing, and we'll discuss this in a whole nother video, bro, it will do something to your testosterone levels, bro. Your testosterone levels will be up, and you'll start to see things change in your body in a positive form. I promise you that. So you have to understand why it seems like probably you are trying to do it, and she's not. You know what I'm saying? You guys are at two opposite ends of the spectrum right now. So it's really hard for you guys to become aligned. Again, you will. But right now, you're on high. She's probably on very, very low. A lot of it is mental for her. And a lot of it is for you. You just didn't even realize it was happening. But you were going all those times without climaxing for weeks at a time, bro. And it built your testosterone levels up, right? Your hormones are operating differently right now. So, also, there's a child in the house. There's a child in the house. So if you went from not having a child in the house to now having a child in the house, it is very, very hard for you guys to be in an adult space mentally. Bro, there's cartoons on the TV. There's toys everywhere. There's milk. There's bottles. There's a swing. Your mother-in-law's coming by. Like, there's all types of stuff that has changed drastically in the last year. So it's very hard for you to be in that space mentally to want to have sex. It's hard for her to be in that space mentally to want to have sex. There's toys everywhere. It's cartoons. Listen, most likely, okay, 99% of the guys I'm talking to right now, you do not get horny when you see cartoons on your TV, bro. When you see bottles of milk in the kitchen. When you have to rock the baby to sleep in the middle of the night. It does something to your libido, fam. It does. So whereas your testosterone's super high right now, and naturally you want to have sex, the environment that you're in is not an environment that's conducive to you having adult moments with your partner. That's not what it is right now. So she's also not in the mood. And I get it, bro, because you're like, man, if I would have known that getting her pregnant was going to cut sex off for a year, I wouldn't have done it. You know what I mean? You hate to think like that, but it kind of comes across your mind. But bro, she's in a nurture mode. She's nurturing right now. And again, if this is her first time in nurture mode, it is so much different. And she's learning day by day. So again, I know that it seems like a broken record, but bro, you got to be patient with her. Because again, this environment is not conducive to adult activities, bro. And if you guys were always having sex in this environment because the environment has changed, now it changes everything. You guys used to be able to come home from work, get cleaned up, chill out, turn the lights down. This is you guys' adult environment. Now it's turned into a daycare. And again, bro, most adult men don't get horny in a daycare. That's not normally what happens, bro. So be patient with yourself on that. Your environment has changed, okay? Now, since we're talking about the child, bro, your sleep schedules have changed. Your sleep schedules have changed. For a lot of people, you're going to bed when the baby goes to bed. The baby falls asleep at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Bro, you gotta get some Z's because the baby might be up till 12, 1 o'clock. So you gotta stay up with the baby. The baby wakes up in the middle of the night. You gotta wake up with the baby. You gotta make bottles 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's different now, right? And because your sleep pattern has been getting interrupted, your circadian rhythm is off. Your circadian rhythm is off, family. So that also has a lot to do with your testosterone levels. Now, again, you've gone through the bouts of semen retention, so that raises your testosterone levels. But bro, if your sleep schedule is off as a man, it throws your hormones out of whack, bro. Throws your hormones out of whack. You're eating different foods now. That affects your libido. You now don't have the energy that you would have physically. That throws off your libido. You're now getting woken up by a crying baby. Bro, that throws off your libido. You're never going to be super duper horny when you're waking up to the sounds of a crying baby, right? So then if you take what she's going through as well, so all the changes that her body is going through, all the things that she goes through post-birth, now she is waking up to this crying baby. Now no longer, bro, remember, before the baby, you guys were going to sleep 10 o'clock. You're sound asleep till 8 the next morning. Those days are on hold until the baby starts sleeping throughout the night. You know what I mean? So again, it affects your testosterone levels. It affects your libido, bro. And you can't expect to be having the same sexual relationship that you had with this partner before you guys had the child, because your sleep patterns are interrupted. Bro, nothing is the same when your sleep patterns are interrupted. We've talked about this before, all right? So, not only that, let's be clear about something. You're now a father. You're now a father. So guess what you're doing? You're stressing out. You're stressing out. Even if you make good money, bro, are you rocking the baby the right way, right? Are you providing the safest environment at your home? Are you working hours that are too long? Are you working too late at night? Are you getting up too early in the morning and you're leaving your wife to fend with the baby? So that's stressful. Are you cleaning the bottles correctly? That's stressful because you've never done it. Do you have enough money saved up for the baby? What if something happens? That's stressful. What daycare are you going to take the baby to? When is your wife going to go back to work? All these things are stressors, especially if you haven't done it before. Whenever you have stress, fam, it changes your libido. It affects your testosterone levels. You're stressed. It's a good stress. Everybody is going through it. But whether you've been a father before or not, bro, it's a new life that you have to take care of. It's another human being that you have to care for. It's stressful because you don't always know how it's going to go. So because of that stress, now it takes a toll on your libido, your testosterone levels, bro. And now it affects your sexual relationship. And it's no fault of yours. I'm just explaining these things to you because you're probably going through it like, man, we're not having sex. We're not as connected. Maybe we're going to break up. But you have to understand, everyone who has children goes through this, bro. Everybody that has children goes. If a man tells you that he did not go through all of the issues that I'm talking about when he had a child, he's lying to you. He's lying to you, fam. Everybody gets stressed. So you're stressed about all these things that come with being a new father, right? Or having a newer child or additional child. So that will affect you guys in the bedroom. Now, bro, we talked about a lot of things that will affect you in probably the first 6 to 12 months of your baby being born. I will tell you that the sleep patterns get better, right? Because they start sleeping throughout the night. Your stress goes down because you start to figure out your finances. You start to figure out the daycare situation. Your mother-in-law starts keeping the baby. Your mom starts keeping the baby. You guys start getting time, right? When you get the time, then your environment changes, because when the baby's not there, or the baby's at daycare, or the baby's going to sleep at 8 o'clock every night, now your environment can turn into more of an adult environment sometimes. When the baby's not waking you up in the middle of the night, now you can get your sleep patterns back on track. Your circadian rhythm comes back. Your testosterone levels go back up, right? All the while, your wife's body is getting back to the form that it used to be. It might not be exactly where it was, but it might even get better because she might have started working out. She's getting used to the stretch marks, or some of the stretch marks have faded, right? So some of the other changes that have gone on in her body, they have subsided. So now she's feeling more secure in herself. When she feels more secure in herself, she'll feel more comfortable. When she's more comfortable, she will be more apt to have sex with you. When a woman wants to have sex with you, that also raises your testosterone levels, my boy. And you will then in turn want to have sex with her. That's how the human body is designed. So although it's rough right now, right? It'll get back to where it's supposed to be. You have to have patience. You have to be consistent. But most of it are things that are going to go away with time. Another thing I will tell you, bro, a lot of guys will go through this pregnancy in this first couple months and they will forget about their workout regimen. They'll say, oh, Mark, I don't want to go to the gym because I'm trying to help her with the baby. And the longer I'm away from them, listen, that's the worst thing you can do. Because all the things that we just talked about will be helped by you staying on your workout regimen. Stress levels, testosterone levels, even if your sleep pattern is broken a little bit, bro, you can't go from lifting weights a couple times a week, you're playing basketball, you're playing tennis, you're playing softball with your guys, to now you're not. And then what'll happen is then you start eating worse. That's what normally starts to happen. So you don't want that to happen. Stay in the gym. Keep your meditation processes, bro, because also energy is transferable. And so the energy that you will have in you will transfer to your partner and even to your child, bro. So you got to stay in the gym throughout this process. But it is a process nonetheless. So if you're experiencing not having sex because you just had a child and things are going on with you and your wife, man, you got to be patient and know that things will get back to normal. Okay, you kind of got to weather this storm. And then it gets really good after that, bro. So don't make any relationship changes due to the fact that you guys aren't having sex because there was a childbirth. All right, you probably will really regret that down the line. Now, if this situation or the other situation with the porn that we talked about, or any other situation that we've talked about on some of these videos hits home, bro, go in the description, book a call with me. We'll talk about some ways to put a plan together to help you navigate through these waters. A situation like this, it's helpful to talk to somebody, get your feelings out, and then also come up with a plan to help you deal with the situation and come out clean on the other side, okay? It might be, bro, that you need a therapist, bro. It might be that you need a personal trainer. It might be that you need to look for a new church home. It might be that you need to be in a group to help you with some vices that you've picked up throughout this time period. Go down in the description, book a call, bro. I'll help you do that, whether it be some services online or it be someone local, or it might be that you need to establish a relationship with me. And we just, like I said, develop a plan and help you get through this time of need, right? So, as always, I appreciate you for tuning in, bro. This is what we do. We have the mail exchange. We talk about men and how we can get better and deal with our problems. How we can get better, how we can help ourselves get better. We hold ourselves accountable and we talk about ways that we can always get better within our man space. All right, that's what we're here to do. So I appreciate you, my boy, and make sure you tune into the next video series, man. We're gonna keep going, all right? It is your boy, Mark my words.